Sharanu Sharanarthi to everybody. Everyone want to become rich somehow. If their earning path, right or wrong, good or bad, legal or illegal, justice or injustice, that doesn't matter. Just enough to become rich, that's all. Everyone is way thinking like this. If we are earn immorally, that will never give peace and happiness. Instead, it will give great grief and misery to us. If we are earn on the basis of honesty, truthfulness, it will give ever blissful to us. One of the Leo Tolstoy, it is very meaningful story. Is there living a king? He renowned, he is wise and intelligent, and he is taking care of his reason very well. He is very kind hearted. One day he wanted to retire of his ruling life, so he not want to take as a successor of his family members. That's why he want to break the traditions, and he wanted to choose one of the good young youth of his nation to his successor. So this word is where spread all over his nations, and everyone so excitement and so curious who will become the new successor of this country. One day the king called his prime minister and said to call youth of our nations to the palace. As wish of king, the message is where spread all over his nations, and every youth of his nations is where came to palace and assembled in the royal hall. Every youth. The king entered the royal hall, and he simply given a seat to each and everyone youth of his nations. Finally, he handed over all the seats and he said, "My dear youth, I already given a seed to each and everyone. You plant it and take care about of the seeds and come after 1 year what you have." So everyone went with their seeds, and all are planted a seed. After 2 months, every youth were gathered, and they started conversations within themselves. Oh, my plant is so beautiful and very healthy. We started uh, each other about their plants, but one young man simply sat quiet. Everyone came to him and asked, "What about your plant?" He said, 2 months is over, I sow the seeds, but the seed until it's not sprout at all." And everyone is where started laughing and started mocking him, but he is embarrassed, and he came sadly to home. And 1 year is completed. That day where came to return to the palace, and everyone went with their plants pot to palace. In a royal hall, they all are gathered with their specific pot, specific plant. But this man not grown anything his pot is empty, so he is unwilling to go to the palace. But his mother said to him and insisted him to go to the palace. That doesn't matter, all are you done truly? Are you sow the seeds and every day you watered it and taken care so much about of that? But it is not your fault, you done rightly, so you go what you have. he forced his son to go palace. So he taken empty pot and he also went to the palace. When he entered into the royal hall, everyone saw the empty pot and started laughing at him mockingly. So he is ashamed of his work. So he placed the king entered into the royal hall and he carefully seeing every plants. When he come up to empty pot, when he saw, he called his minister and said, whose pot it is to take him to near me. So the minister is where taken him to the near to the king, that young man. The young man is feared because of his work. The king held held his hand very tightly and taken him to the near of throne, and he raised his hands and announced he is became a new king of this country, and he is became a new successor of me, he said very loudly. The every youth is were surprised by hearing these words from king, and he said immediately, when I gave seeds to each and every one, before I boiled that seeds, the boiled seeds is unfit to grow, but you people were came here, variety of plants, variety of trees, variety of flowers. So this shows this honesty of you people, but only except this young man is where came to that empty pot. So everyone known of their dishonesty, and this man will get the final result is where great successor, because he is not worked dishonestly, he worked honestly. So always finally win the honesty, not dishonesty. So everyone live honestly, live truthfully, that will give success to us. That's all. Sharanu Sharanarthi to everybody.